All right, thank you for tuning in to the Miss Blue Radio Show. I have the lovely Surreal in the building tonight. Y'all know I'm lit. I'm so lit on this. AKA First Lady of Swisha House.
Yes,
okay, not to be played with. Okay,
not at all.
Oh my God, you came at a time where there was not. I was just talking to my co-host about this. There was not a lot of female rappers that were with big groups.
Right.
There were maybe a few that were rapping, but not so many with large groups. So how did that even come about?
Well, it's crazy that you say that because when I was rapping, there were other female rappers that was out here, even in Houston. Like, we had a few, but it wasn't like it is now. Like, where it's just like everywhere you look, it's a female rapper. Mm-hmm. So the way the whole Swisha House thing came about, me getting signed to Swisha House, is I had a friend when I was like maybe like in my early 20s. Had a homegirl. We used to just like hit up different clubs and stuff. We ended up hitting up a strip club called Ice Cream Castle. I think that was the name of it.
I remember Ice Cream Castle.
You remember a long time ago? Yeah, and then when I went there, I met DJ Big Red. And I didn't even know that he was best friends with DJ Mike Watts. And so I had like this little nasty song and he liked it. He kept putting it in rotation. Mm-hmm. The strippers liked it. And so he ended up getting my number. He called me. He said, man, Surreal, that song that you gave me, they like that song. And I got it in regular rotation. He said, I want you to meet Michael Watts and I want you to meet G-Dash. He said, but before we do all that, like, come on the road with me. Like, go out of town and do shows or whatever. So I'm just like, all right, cool. You know, I had already been like hustling, doing my own thing with my mixtapes and invested in myself, of course. Yeah. And then I just went on the road with him for probably about a good 6 months, maybe, or less.
That's a long time.
And then, yeah, about 6 months or less. And then out of nowhere, probably 3 months. I would say probably about 3 months. Mm-hmm. I went on the road with him. And then out of nowhere, G-Dash and Michael Watts had wanted to meet me. They was like, yeah, we been hearing her name. She buzzing. Yeah, tell her to come to the Swisha House office. So I ended up going up there, and everything went well, and I signed.
Wow, yeah. That's crazy. So was that like one of the groups that you always wanted to sign with? Because who was it? I mean, we had
SUC.
We had a few groups though. Like
we had Rap a Lot.
Yeah.
Like we had, cause down south, like to be real with you, in Houston, like we probably like Houston is probably the only city in Texas that have so many different like major like independent but ran majorly type of record labels. Like Swisha House, we had SUC, then Rap a Lot. You know what I'm saying? Like those are independent labels, but they were ran like a major label. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like you sound to Atlantic or somebody. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so it was just like it was just a different experience because I was just so used to like just doing everything on my own. Mm-hmm. And you know, when I got with them, it's like, oh man, now I gotta really step my game up. I'm the only female. I'm rapping with all these dudes.
Oh my!
You know,
but you held your own though.
Yeah.
I mean, I can imagine that it would be how it would feel. You know, being the only lady. Yeah. And then so many guys, but it seems like on stage you was killing it.
Thank you.
With all them guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Like how did that come about with the writing? Because you write your own music.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I think I had probably like one record. Yeah, I had one record. And I don't know if you know of him, but I'm pretty sure other people may know of him. He go by Chill. And Chill, he's the one that did, I think he was the one that was directing that movie for I think it was Fat Pat or
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, like he was the one doing all that. But before all of that, directing like movies and stuff like that and shows, he was actually like, he's a producer. So he produced like one record for me, and he also wrote the record called Somebody Called NASA. So that's like the only record that I have that was written by someone else. Yeah. Everything else I've always wrote my own lyrics, and people will always ask me like, what God write for you? I'm like,
oh my God. Like a woman just can't go hard.
I'm like, don't know God write for me. I write for myself, and I wasn't even comfortable with letting other people write for me. Like that's not what it is. I'm like, nah, like, I'm gonna write all my own stuff, you know. Yeah. But I mean, if it's females out there that, you know what I'm saying, have like writers or like, you know, whatever, like, Y'all still doing y'all thing, keep doing your thing.
Yeah.
But when it comes to me personally, I don't know. Like, I just like to write my own stuff.
Nah, you know what? I spoke with somebody last week about that same thing. I feel like sometimes God has given certain people a gift. Like, it's okay if you don't write your own stuff, and that's fine. But
that's fine.
It's a crazy connection when you can mash that pen,
right?
And you could just wake up at 3 in the morning and just be like, let me write that down. Like,
that's how I used to be.
That feeling is
I wake
crazy.
up out of nowhere, like I gotta write this down.
You ever had a dream where some lyrics come into your head?
It's like I gotta.
That's crazy.
Like I have my phone out, like in my notes. I'm like typing it up or whatever because I don't want to forget it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, for sure. I had to happen.
So who did you like growing up? Who influenced you into doing music? Like, did you have like your mom or a sister or a brother or somebody?
Yeah, well, I have 3 older sisters. I don't have any brothers.
Oh, 3 older sisters.
Yeah, I'm the youngest out of 3.
Whoa. Okay.
And 2 of my older sisters, Stacy and Demetrius, they used to rap. But Stacy was more so, like, she's the one that's, like, really close to me in age, about 6 years. We, like, about 6 years apart, I think, yeah. And she kind of, like, taught me how to rap. She taught me how to write in bars because I used to rap in paragraphs. Like, I literally just sit there just writing.
Yeah.
And then she'd be like, no, you got to cut it off. Like, you going to cut it off at a 12 or a 16? I'm like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, probably, like, 12 years old. I started rapping when I was, like, 12. That's when I first started rapping at 12. And so I was writing in paragraphs. And she was like, nah, like, you got to cut it off. And then I was like, okay, well, what I do? And she was like, you know, every line is like a sentence. Like, once you say the first bar, then the second bar, it's like a sentence. So she was like, you basically writing like 12. If you're doing an 8, 12, and 16, you just basically writing sentences or whatever. And I'm like, okay, bitch.
Okay, so it's a good thing that you had your sister.
Yeah, because I did not know.
I mean, but you gotta learn.
Yeah,
so
you gotta learn so well. Yeah.
So the other sister, she did music too, you said,
yeah,
right?
she did, but she wasn't as serious as my sister Stacy, that's closer to me in age. So she just kind of like played around, did a little freestyling
here and there,
but she wasn't serious with it.
Yeah.
And then Stacy, the one that taught me how to rap, like, the thing with her is she was serious, but she was shy. Like, she could have had a record deal 2 times, but when they be like, well, can God spit something, she'll be like, nah.
Oh, she was really
shy.
shy.
And see, me, I was totally opposite from her. Like, I'm shy, but when it comes to, like, doing my music stuff and performing and stuff like that, like, I turn into something totally different.
Like a Sasha Fierce
exactly.
female rap. Like.
Exactly. There you go. Yes.
That's crazy.
Like, I turn into something where I'm not, like, shy. Like, I'm able to talk. I'm able to rap, music, whatever. Like, so that's, you know, we was just completely different in that way. Like, she shy. I'm like, who I'm rapping for? Where they at?
What? Like, send them in.
Right.
So let me ask you this, because recently I saw a interview that, you know, the rapper Bia. I hope I'm saying her name right.
You said it right.
Bia,
a whole lot of money.
Yeah, okay. She interviewed one of my faves, Nikki.
Okay.
And she asked Nikki this question. What do you feel about female rap now? What do you think, what would you like to see different? She said bars, which I was kind of...
Ooh, she said that?
I was really surprised because I think some of the girlies got bars. Like, whew. But I mean, what would you like to see different with female rap? I'm not speaking about a particular female rapper or anything like that, but just in general, female rap. Because you know there's so much hate in that genre anyway.
Well, first of all, I want to say shout out to all the females that's doing their thing because, baby, like when I started rapping, it was so hard for like a female to break through. Like you had to be with like a major label, or you had to be like behind some dude to come out.
That's true.
And it's like now you can literally come out without, you know, being a shadow.
Right.
You know, so that's big ups to all the females that's doing their thing. But what I would say is, like, I'm like a rap head, so when it comes like a hip hop head, so it's like when it comes to stuff like that, I think about like how Eve had that song Love Is Blind. I think about stuff like that, you know, because it's like I be wanting to, I wish if Bill said bars, I can kind of agree with that, only because it's so much twerking you can do, and it's so much of taking a man money you can do, and it's so much of that you can do to the point where it's like I do want to hear like some real lyrics, you know, like I wouldn't mind, you know, like, cause I'm the type of person like I'll put out a project, and on my project the way I'm gonna grab you in is by saying some fly stuff. Like, I'm gonna grab you in by saying what you want to hear, but then again, I'm also gonna have a message somewhere in that rap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then once you listen to my project, you're gonna be like, oh, she ain't just rapping about having sex, or she ain't just rapping about getting a bag. Like, she really can spit. Like, she really can rap. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what a lot of females should do too. Like, you know, you could throw out the club records. You could do that. Like, that's cool. Throw out your single. You know what I'm saying? If you want to put out singles, do that. But then when you drop an EP or drop an album, project,
right,
mix it up a little bit. Switch it up where you can actually put some album songs on there where you really, like, going in talking about some real life stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of females and a lot of women out here that's really going through real life issues. And when you make music like how Ghetto Twins make Responsibilities, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
right now.
Exactly. Like, when you go and make music like that, it touches people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it really touches people. And that's the same thing, like, when it comes to Houston culture, like J-Dog. He one of my favorite rappers in Houston and Texas, period, because, like, I'm not saying he's my favorite, but he's one of them. Right. I have several, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like Scarface, I like, you know what I'm saying? I like UGK, I like a lot of people. But he's one of my favorites, and the reason why is because when he rap, it touches me. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, man, let me run that back. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no, you're right.
I can literally ride to one of his songs and, like, just have it on repeat. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I think females need to start doing too. Like, just kind of incorporate some real life relatable music. You know what I'm saying? It could be on your album, on your project, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? You can put out club singles. You can put out twerking music. I'm not saying don't do it. Do it. But show these people that you can rap too. Like, you really can spit.
You know what? No, I agree, because like you said, like, when I was listening to the interview, I laughed because I'm like, you know, Nikki gonna say whatever comes to her mind anyway. But I know what I like most about it is the fact that I'm almost feeling like we're kind of getting that 90s wave. Remember when it was like 6-10 female rappers and you just
all at once.
You could pick. I mean, you just could pick so many people. For a long time, it was just one female or two females, and now it's like so many girls, and I think that's just crazy.
That's true.
But you coming in the game, like doing what you did, like when I hear Surreal, I feel like that's legendary.
Man,
like, and I'm just keeping it real because, like, you were doing it like when it just was not a lot of females out here, and I'm Houston, you know, I'm a Houston native myself. So how do you feel like the culture back then when you were doing it has changed as far as just Houston as a whole? Nobody else but just our city.
Just our, like, the culture,
the music scene.
The music scene. I mean, now you got so many of everybody popping up. You got Propane, he dope. You just got, you know, there's so many, like, new artists, Lil Jeremy, like, it's so many dope people, and it's just, I like the fact that it's so many new artists, and, like, Houston is really, like, showing nothing but talent right now. Like, we got a lot of talent here.
Yes, we do.
And and the thing about it, though, I hate the fact that we're so slept on. It seems like we're really slept on. We got some crazy talent, females and males. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason, I just feel like we slept on still. Yeah. So, and to be honest with you, when Paul Wall and Slim Thug and all them was doing it, we was slept on, but they was doing something to make people recognize Houston, recognize Texas as a whole.
They were.
Like, they was doing something, and we need to get back to wherever they were.
We need to call Chameleon and all the boys. But Chameleon, when he came in the game, he was just like, they was like, who was that guy? And I was about to be like, Houston. Like, I think my school.
Chameleon.
Yeah. True. That's one of my faves. Yeah. Like, guys.
He one of my faves, too.
Yes.
He in that list. I got like 10.
Girl. So, you work with so many legendary folks. Who would you like to work with?
Oh, Jesus.
I know.
Man, like just anybody.
It could be anybody. Female, guy, mainstream, independent. Somebody I don't even know.
Oh, Jesus. I don't even think about that, like, who I want to work with. I really don't think about it. But I ain't gonna lie, I would love to work with, like, Nicki Minaj if I ever had that opportunity. She dope. Like, she's super dope. And yeah, she lit. I still like her because it's like she just overcome it all. When y'all be trying to counsel people, she brush it off. She go have a baby and she came back. Like, she got married and came back. Yeah. Like, y'all ain't stopping nothing
at all.
But yeah, I would love to like work with Nicki Minaj as far as like female rappers, and as far as like maybe male rappers, I ain't gonna even lie. J-Dog still owe me a record.
So J-Dog, you know what I'm saying?
He still owe me a record.
Handle that, homie.
We were supposed to do a record a long time ago when I was with Swisha House. Yeah. So yeah, he still owe me a record.
We gonna need that record. That'll be pretty dope.
Cause you know what, my song "Bag Talk" that I have with Zero.
Yes.
So it was supposed to be Zero and J-Dog on there.
What?
Yeah. But I never connected with J-Dog the way that I was trying to get him on the record. So Zero, he got on it for me.
What?
Yeah. And what's so crazy about that, Zero actually had hit me up about the song. He said, "Man, when you do the video, I want to be in the video." And I was like, "What?" I said, "Forget a video."
Crazy.
I said, "Do a verse, and then let's tie it all together." Yeah.
So both of them, man, that would have been.
Yeah, that's what I had wanted, but it is what it is.
Everything happens for a reason, but we gonna need that verse, Jay. You know what I'm saying? Don't make me tag you, bro.
Yeah.
We need that verse. So what do you have out now? I mean, I heard it, but what do you have out as far as like singles, EPs? What are you working on?
Sure. Okay, so right now what I got circulating is my Bag Talk record with Zero. It's actually the remix because I really have a whole version by myself. And
Which
then
I heard.
Yeah, and then later on I was like, let me put Zero on there. You know what I'm saying? I'll take one of my verses off.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. So make sure y'all go check out Bag Talk featuring Zero. Also, we have an official music video to that record as well. It's on YouTube, so go check that out. Last time I checked, it was like at 40-some thousand views. I don't know where it's at right now.
Girl,
I haven't checked it in a minute.
Dope.
Thank you.
How was that experience doing a video?
Yo,
with another legend.
That was crazy. What people don't understand is Zero's sense of humor is crazy. Like, he's funny. Like, literally had me dying laughing. What? Like, seriously.
And he just seemed like so, because I've met him a few times. Like,
yeah.
Like, keep it moving.
But people don't know that. Like, he's super cool. Like, he's super, super cool. As long as you don't cross them.
Okay, which I understand.
And so I think that's why he be having that hard exterior sometimes, because it's just certain people that,
I mean, yeah.
But yeah, it was a really cool video shoot. Like, I basically did everything myself. I did directed the entire video along with DJ Young Sound.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I know Sam.
Yeah, you know Sam?
Yeah, real cool guy.
He's super dope.
Real nice guy. That's cool. Yeah. So you did the whole...
I did everything. I put together the whole treatment, like, everything.
How... Okay, so it's for me, like, it's easier to write, but, like, when it comes to, like, directing videos, it's just, like, something weird happens. Like,
so this is what you gotta do. When you rap too, right? So when you listen to your music, just... sit in a room by yourself. Put headphones on. Close your eyes and imagine what you could be doing in that video as you listening to the song. Like, create a visual in your mind,
right,
to see how you can then lay out the whole video treatment. That's what I did with Bag Talk. I created a whole visual in my mind. Just closed my eyes and just listened and thought about everything I wanted to do in the video. And then once I thought about everything I wanted to do in the video, I wrote it down. Because, when you write things down, you manifest them and they happen.
Amen to that. I know you ain't trying to preach,
so that's why I like to write, you know what I'm saying? So I wrote the whole thing out. I wrote everything. I mean, from the way I want to walk in to turn my head, I wrote it all down. Although I didn't have to do all that, but I did. And then I started mapping out my locations, like where I'm going to be, like how I want to, put it all together. Yeah. It's the process, but hey.
Because I put it down and be like, you know what, hey, can you come up with something? They be like, what? It's like like the creative juice is just like, I don't know. But I mean, that's really dope. And then let's talk about the female boss movement. When I say female boss movement, you have your own record label.
Yes, Loud Bass ENT.
Yes, do y'all hear that?
Loud Bass Entertainment.
I have the guys come in here and they talk about their music and they talk about owning their own labels and stuff like that. But I don't think I've had a female seriously come in here and be like, this is my label and stuff. So what made you say, I'm going to start my own label? This is how I'm going to run it. This is what I'm looking for. Like, what inspired you to do that?
So the reason why I did that is because, at one point it got to the point where it wasn't any more artists with Swisha House. So Swisha House is a brand, like it's a name, but they don't necessarily have any artists. You know, like everybody's really doing their own thing. Like Slim Thug got Boss Hog Outlaws. You know what I'm saying? Paul Wall doing his own thing. Like everybody is doing their own thing. Like even the first Latino at Swisha House, Lil Young, like he got his own thing going on. Like everybody is like. So I was just like, okay. And for the longest, I kept stamping Swisha House name on my projects, although I wasn't like officially with them. But Michael Watts and G Dash were like, yes, Surreal, just keep stamping it. We don't have a problem with you using the name to get shows or whatever. That was like, it's cool with us. So I'm like, bet. So I did that for probably about 2-3 years, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get my own record label because then I can start branding my own label. So that's what I did. I put out Bag Talk. I put out a few records, and I just started branding Loud Bass Entertainment on my projects. Wow. Yeah, and my singles, and on my video, at the end of Bag Talk video, you will see like Loud Bass ENT logo pop up, all that good stuff.
So,
yeah, like
I like to hear stuff
branding
like
myself.
That. I mean, because I think it's so important, the dynamics of just having your own stuff.
Yeah, you can move how you want to move. You can see your money how you want to see it. Like you could do, like, you know what I'm saying? You basically your own boss. And, you know, like, but what I did do is the way that Swisha House was structured, I kind of took that same like structure with my label, but just kind of mixed it up a little bit for like what's going on now, like modernized it a little bit. Right. But yeah, like. Girl. I'm gonna sign my husband.
I was about to say, who you gonna sign?
Yeah, I'm gonna sign my husband. He sing.
Oh, yeah. Okay, he sing.
Yeah, shout out to my husband Keys, y'all.
Because I wanted to ask you something about this, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how many times people ask you this or nothing like that, but you are married. That's a beautiful ring too, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. I want to say this because I've had sidebar talks with certain artists, guys, women. And it's a misconception when it comes to being married in entertainment, and especially with being a female rapper. I don't know why they think that a female rapper don't want to be married. Of course, we hard to lock down. But how has that been like? Having, being married and still being surreal, still putting out music and stuff like that. How has that experience been? It
all boils down to it. If you married, you married. Like, you gotta respect your marriage, and you gotta let people know that you married. I mean, you can't be taking your ring off and I got a show. Let me take my ring off. Like, no,
that's too much work for one.
I'm not gonna be doing all that. Yes,
I know that's
married.
Right. Yeah.
Please don't slide in my DM.
Exactly.
Like,
because I always feel like this. Whenever, me personally. If me being married has a problem with you, you have a problem with me working with me because I'm married, then your intentions are not
your
right.
intentions wasn't right anyway.
What got to do with you?
Nothing.
Y'all know each other, so
exactly.
So you're right. Yeah. I just wanted to know that because you're, a woman, a beautiful woman, and she off the market, y'all. Just in case y'all didn't know, Miss Surreal. Am I the first person to ask you that question, or is that you've been asked that?
No, that's the first question this year because
I like to ask exclusive stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I haven't been asked that at all. I think all the other questions before were like if I want to be married or if I'm single. It was like stuff like that. And if I'm single, what type of guys would I date? Just
okay.
That's the kind of stuff that people used to ask me.
Because you was on the market, now you off, so you know what I'm saying. I had to get that exclusiveness. Right. So how did you feel about this new what is that? The XL freshman cipher. It was so much controversy.
So wait, it was a whole cipher. cipher or?
It was a cipher.
Oh,
it was
I haven't seen it. Who was on
you gotta check it out. So it was a couple of people I did not know.
Okay.
Coy
Lorraine. So she's you said
and Lakia.
Lakia. Okay. Yeah, I know that like who's gonna be on the cover.
Oh yeah.
I just didn't know that they did like.
Moray.
Yeah,
he
Moray.
was in the cipher.
He's dope.
Yeah, like I really like when I first heard that song Quicksand, I was just like,
wow, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know he was on J. Cole new project too, right?
Yeah, I heard him on J. Cole.
That's how a lot of people was introduced to him.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
See, I didn't know about him until I heard. I think Jay-Z had him on one of his projects or retweeted
really?
Something.
Oh.
It was something that he did, and then like I was just like, let me check the song out. Yeah, I was like, damn, a Jay-Z Cole song.
That's big.
And I went to check out the song.
I didn't even know that.
Hey,
that's cute.
Title.
Every
year Jay-Z does this thing where he tells people on his title list.
Gotcha.
And a couple of years ago it was Megan, a few other people.
Okay.
And then this year it was Moray. And that's when I found out. And I was just like, I'm going to have to check him out on title. But yeah, so he was in it.
That's
he
dope.
definitely did the
I
same.
didn't even know that.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
He did the same. But a lot of people were asking, like, what was the best freshman freestyle?
Yeah.
And I checked it out, and I was just like, okay, this was a little different one. It was all right.
Who did you like?
Lakia.
Lakia. Okay, so I haven't really heard her rap yet, so I'm gonna have to go check her out. I just knew that she was gonna be on the cover because I seen her name, and I think I seen a picture of all of them together or something. I don't know. Yeah. But I haven't heard her like actually rap, so I'm gonna.
I haven't heard like a lot of her stuff, but I heard that one, and then they replayed the one that the baby was in, and Megan and stuff like that. So, you know, I would like to see more Houston ciphers though.
I know.
Where are you at with the Houston ciphers?
Man, you know what?
To
be honest with you, I used to do so many ciphers. And to the point where I don't even.
I've seen a few of your ciphers.
I did quite a few. I did like June 27. I did 2 of those. Then I did like a Queens, like a Texas Queen cipher or something. I can't even remember. And it was like nothing but female rappers. I think Queen was on there. You know,
I'm sure I've seen that one.
Yeah, she was on there. Necessary was on there. It was some other big name females on there too that was out here doing their thing. I've been on quite a few ciphers. I mean, I don't have nothing against them, but at one point I just kept getting called back to back, like, can you do a cipher? Can you do this?
Because you good though, you know. Out here they so big on freestyle, you know, or just rapping off the dome. Some people write it.
But you know, with ciphers, it's written. Like
that's
most people write it,
yeah,
and then they just rap it. Like most people do like quick little 16,
yeah,
and they
I thought so. It's like some people say they what they be like, they it's off the dome. They say it's off the dome. That was just too good.
I don't know about that. Not one.
Like, come on, bro.
Nah, that's not always off the dome.
Could you?
I mean, some people really can go off the dome.
No, I believe it.
But then you can tell though if a person is going off the dome. Like you just kind of know because they don't really stick to a topic or they kind of like bounce everywhere, bounce around. And then you could tell when they're trying to come up with the next line or whatever in their head. Like you could tell, but when you really just like rapping something you wrote already, you know, like
it flowed too good.
Yeah,
like,
you got those rounds. You got the bar for bar. It's memorized.
Everything rhymes.
Yeah,
like, come on, bro.
That's like how you do that. Like, come on, let's.
Could you do something on K-Slate? Like if he asked you like
just off the top?
Oh,
my
nerves would drop.
This what I'll do because I'm just gonna be real, and I've always said this. I'm not the best freestyler.
Right.
But when it comes to like, I don't even like freestyling. Like I would play around and like joke around, like saying some more crazy stuff, but it ain't gonna make sense. So what I would do is I would go in my archive and pull out some that I already got that I can like. Cause you know when you're a real rapper, you can literally go in your archive. If somebody put you on the spot and be like, rap right now, you know, you can kind of go in your archive, pull something out that you already like memorized real good. And then it don't matter what beat is really playing because you can kind of like manipulate that. You can manipulate the verse or kind of switch it up or change your tone or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I've done that before. just pulled out went like, man, let me think. Okay, Vic, I got some. You know what I'm saying?
Girl, because he be asking people on the spot, and I just be like,
I definitely would, because you don't want to miss that opportunity or that chance. So you gotta go for what you.
It would have to be. Then I would have to tell him, don't play no music, because what if it's a beat and it don't have nothing to do like yourself? You know what I'm saying? True. I would be like, can I just do an acapella?
That's true. Because I have had that happen to me where it's like they just pull a beat out and I'm just like, let me think.
Oh,
I just start rapping though. And if I forget my lyrics when I'm rapping, I just make up something while I'm going. Like I
would like to see you though. I think on Wild Out.
Oh, Wildin' Out?
I think you would do good on that. Coming up with something. I think I don't know why I could see you on that show with Nick Cannon doing something like a crazy rap.
Yo, I would love to be on that show. Like, seriously.
Yes, that would be so dope.
I was just watching Wildin' Out last night, laughing out crazy. My husband talking about, now you overdoing it now. I'm like, I mean, it was so funny. Like, I love watching that show. And they play it like back to back. So I'm just like.
Oh my goodness. He sound like mine. Because I know I'd be doing the fool and he'd be like, he'll go in another room. He'd be like, I'm not dealing with that.
Right?
I'm enjoying myself, bro. Why you mad? We do be doing too much. We do.
Yeah, but
so what are your plans for this year? I know you said you wanted to do more music or something like that, but do you plan on putting out an EP, a mixtape, or something like that?
I definitely want to put out like an EP because
that would be fire.
Because I think it was like, I don't know when, I think it was maybe like a year or so. I had did an interview on 97.9 with Matt Hatter, and I mentioned about dropping my album, which is called Writer's Block, and I still haven't dropped that project. So it's like I really want to like kind of backpedal and still drop that project, because like not every song on there, but like maybe like 2-3 tracks from there, and then kind of like create around it and put out and record new music and put it on there. But I still want to drop my project Writer's Block, because it's just so like significant to me, and I gotta drop it.
I like the name of it because God knows that I have dealt with writer's block this year.
Yeah, you sit there and you just be like, I can't think of nothing. Like, what's going on?
Especially when trying to write a book. I had wrote a book a few years ago and my email got compromised.
No.
And it seems like it's just been the worst situation, because I don't know if you're like me, but some of us write in that moment.
Yeah,
your spirit,
I'm definitely that way.
But when I'm over something, it's not there anymore.
It's not there anymore.
And that's when it goes downhill, because it's like, I'm like, no.
It just dissipate. Like, where did it go? Yeah.
Yeah, so.
I'm the same way. I write in the moment. And sometimes that's why it takes me like longer to like work on a song or something. Because when I'm not mentally there, I can't really just put myself in that moment. Like, I gotta be like mentally prepared, mentally able and ready to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like if once I'm mentally in my zone, I can write a song in like 2 minutes.
See, that's dope.
Like, seriously, I literally wrote Back Talking probably about 30 minutes. The hook, the first and second verse, 30 minutes, because I was literally in that zone. I had just came back from Costa Rica. I was refreshed. I was able to like, because at first I really couldn't think of nothing before I went on the trip. And then I was like, once I go on this trip, I should be able to come back and write, because now I've experienced new things. So I should be able to write. And I think that's a lot of times with artists. Like, sometimes if you having writer's block, step away from the pen, step back. Go do something you never did before. Go somewhere you never been before, so you can come back and you can really like just go in. Yeah,
that's some good advice.
Yeah, like you gotta step back and just see what you ain't seen before.
Yeah, because sometimes I would be riding around Houston, some stuff I already seen. I'm like, man, I'm not getting nothing out of this.
Take a trip, go somewhere you ain't never been, come back, refresh, rejuvenated. You gonna write. Like, I literally wrote that song in like 30 minutes because I was lit. I mean,
and that's a hot one too.
Lit.
That's a hot one too.
I was just like, oh man, I'm lit.
Oh my!
I wrote it, and then when I came back, I think I wrote it like a day after I came back. So I'm just like, cut the beat on. I'm just like, wow, like pen flowing. Before I went on my trip, I tried to write to that same beat and couldn't think of nothing.
Oh my!
I was just like, what is going on? Yep.
It be so weird like that.
You gotta step back. When it happens, just step back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh Lord.
Step back and go see something. I'm trying to tell you.
Oh my God. So I gotta try that.
Yeah.
So what would your ideal label situation be? I know you have your own label, but what label right now? I don't think it's a lot of mainstream labels anymore either. But what label right now would be the ideal situation for Surreall?
Well, it's still a lot of mainstream labels, to be honest with you.
Whoa.
Because it's still artists signing to mainstream labels.
That's true.
And,
that's true.
Some people don't want to just, take it the hard way. Being independent is hard. But, when you got a machine behind you doing everything for you, I mean, hey. But if my ideal signing with like a major would be that, of course, the contract got to be right. Everything got to be right in the contract. Of course, I'm going to have to get some M's. And of course, I'm going to have to be able to bring loud-based entertainment along with me so that I can then really be able to bring new artists to my label and also be able to, not just bring people and shelf them, put them on the shelf like, yeah, you signed to me, but I ain't doing nothing with you. Like, I'm basically just writing you off as a text right now. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, I want to actually believe in somebody, see their potential, bring them to my label, help them build, develop, create, I want to be able to do all that good stuff. So, yeah, like, if I signed to, like, a major, it would have to, like, consist of all of that. Like, if you tell me I can't bring loud bass, then I can't come.
And which would be ridiculous at this moment. There's so many artists that have their own imprint, so I mean, I would hope that would not be the case.
Yeah, because some labels really be, like some mainstream labels, they really don't. So for instance, like if they don't want you to bring your own label, they not gonna want you to like just go start another label on the side of the contract that you're already in. Like it gets real tricky like that. So you have to have that agreement with that mainstream label. Like, hey, I have to bring my label with me. Yikes. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. So you
Ooh, yeah. You gotta have. And that goes to say you have to have your paperwork.
Yeah. If the paperwork isn't right, then I mean, nothing is gonna be right. Like, and a lot of people, they sign a contract because they're like, oh, I ain't never had $30,000 and that ain't no money. You know what I'm saying?
It's really not.
You buy 2 chains and you broke.
You ain't lying about that. You'll be happy to go to the pawn shop and be like, hey, I need to see how much money
Exactly. But some people, they never seen, like, they never seen 60, 100,000 in their life. So it's like, they just go ahead and sign for whatever. Like, they get big out of it. They want that money. So they sign their whole life to something that that ain't even right. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be really careful about that. You got to be really careful. Even with my Swisha House contract, I still got a lawyer. And my Swisha House contract, I got one, but to be honest with you, that contract was very standard. It was a standard contract. I could basically read it and understand it, but I still hired somebody, a lawyer, to read it as well. Like, 2 eyes, another set of eyes is better than one. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. But even if I don't play around with an independent label signing me, I'm definitely not going to play around with a mainstream label signing me.
Nah, that's
like,
real.
I'm going to have a lawyer for my lawyer. Like,
nobody's safe.
Yeah, ain't nobody safe. Like,
got to be like that. You got to be like that.
So for sure.
Yeah, there's so many people that's coming here and the horror stories. Just whatever. But I really enjoy getting game and letting a woman like of your stature come in here and tell the young ladies how it go. You know what I'm saying?
Because then you sign that contract and then you mess around and can't put out no more music for like 2, 3, 4 years. And it's like, you wonder why some artists, you think about it and you be like, dang, this person ain't put out no music since I don't know when.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, like Rich Homie Quan, he was hot.
Man,
I'm not Rich Homie Quan. He real old. That's the everybody in the club get tipsy. But wait. Yeah, Rich Homie Quan.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about Raekwon.
Yeah, you're saying the right person.
Him. Yeah, so he didn't drop music for years. And he was hot at one point, like super, super hot. And then all of a sudden he just kind of went ghost. And that's because of a contract situation. He couldn't drop off he couldn't like release music. He couldn't drop music.
Oh my.
So yeah, same thing I think happened to Cash Doll too. She was signed to some type of label.
I like Cash.
I like her too.
She's
dope.
real. She lit.
Yeah, she really.
Yeah.
And cause I remember her talking about it on her IG. She had signed with some label. I can't remember the label she signed with, but same situation. She couldn't put out music for like years. And she barely just, like, now we starting to see, like, she's dropping music again.
See.
Yeah. So you just got to be careful with what you signing, because you can sign something that can really hold you up, you know?
Oh my God. That's,
yeah.
That's horrible, because I used to think when I didn't hear from certain artists, I was like, well, can't they just put out a mixtape? And I talked to a mainstream artist who was signed to another mainstream artist, like a super mogul.
Okay.
And I was just like, she was like, nah, I can't even drop music.
Can't do
and
nothing.
I was just like,
yep.
Not even I can't drop anything. And I was just like, oh.
You be in court if you drop something.
Yeah, she's like, I cannot drop. I gotta ask for permission, and I just did, and the answer was no. And I was like, I would just be so miserable.
I would too.
Damn.
Being that you can't ever, like, well, not ever, but you can't release music for so long. It's like for certain period of time, like years go by, you haven't released nothing, you got to do all this other stuff to stay in on the scene, and it's a lot.
Girl, end up having a whole cook show.
Exactly.
What is she doing on the cook show? Girl, I'm trying to keep my
I'm trying to keep my name circulating.
Hooked up with Martha Stewart.
Right, exactly. Be making having stuff all at home goods, like, hey,
girl,
I'm trying to do something to keep my name out there.
I'm laughing, but it's really a messed up situation. I don't want nobody to be in that situation, so make sure you get your paperwork.
I wouldn't wish that on nobody.
Me either. Like, I just be so depressed. Like,
that's
so
very depressing.
very much so. So, what would you like to, I guess, like, if someone was to watch this interview and, you know, you have a great fan base. A lot of people was excited about this interview, and I am so appreciative.
I was like, what?
I was like, I don't even know if she going to respond to me. I just threw something out there.
I definitely hit you right back. I was like,
you did. I really appreciate that, because
sure.
I've always was like, you know, she's legendary. She's real cool. Anytime I've seen you, you had a great spirit, real down to earth.
Thank you.
So yeah, it's been an honor having you here. What type of advice would you like to give somebody that's trying to be a female rapper or somebody,
for sure.
or have own their own label like you?
I would say first thing first is God. Like, you gotta have faith. You gotta believe. You gotta, like, even when you don't know what the end goal is gonna be, you just gotta jump out there and do it. Period.
That's true.
Just do it. And you never know. It may work. It may not. But you don't want to live with that regret that you never tried.
Right.
You know. So that's one thing. And then the second thing is, I'm real big with, like, writing stuff down, manifesting things. To the point, and not just think stuff, not don't just sit there and just think about things, but also, you know, write it down, move forward with it, and don't just write it down and never look at it again.
Right.
Like, look at it, read your goals out loud. Like, whatever you gotta do, like, just keep it in your mind, like, just keep it circulating up there. You know, and then not only that, like, being respectful, you know, like, towards other people. I just don't understand why people just not respectful sometimes. You know, even with other artists, like, don't be calling people music trash, and don't be, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no, you're right.
You know, it is a lot. It may not be your taste, but just don't be doing it. Like, have a good, you know, have a good spirit, have a good, when you meet people, try not to burn bridges, because in this game, networking is everything.
Yes,
like,
it is.
Like, literally, you don't have to be the best rapper at all. But if you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, you just might be on the BET Awards.
That's true.
Or you just might be, like, at Rolling Loud or anywhere, you know, like, these big stages. Like, so networking is very important. You know, even if you have a manager, what I've learned over the years, having a manager, that's fine. Like, have your manager. Right. But don't let your manager be the one always connecting with everybody. You connect with people too. Like, if you meet other artists, connect with them. Don't always be like, oh, go talk to my manager. You know what I'm saying? Like, Don't be doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't look good all the time. Like, oh, go talk to my manager, or go just call my manager. Like, okay, but you, like, if you doing that to a person like a person that can help get your music in rotation on the radio or something, and you do that to them not knowing that they're that person, and now your name is gonna be in the streets. Like, oh yeah, I tried to, she told me or he told me to go holler at their manager. Like, what? And the thing about it is the music industry is very small, so y'all don't forget that everybody talk.
Yeah.
Like, everybody talks. So just, you know, and do good business. If you're supposed to be somewhere, show up, go. If you have a show, go. Like, you know, it's a lot of times I did free shows when I was in with Swisha House, when I was just grinding and trying to get my name out there. I did a lot of free shows, and it's a lot of times I didn't want to go. Like, I was just like, man, I'm tired. I don't feel like going. I ain't getting paid, but I still went because it's all about doing good business.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And even when you are getting paid, still try to make your shows, unless it's like something, you know, where you just can't make it. But I mean, like, just good business. Just do good business.
That's real.
Like,
that was
that's
great.
one of my pet peeves. Like, I just don't like when people don't do good business. Like, you know, I had my homeboy, one of my homeboys, Double O. He's a rapper. He just dropped a project called Still Standing. And I'm on that project. I got a song on there with him. Yeah. And he actually paid me for this verse literally about 4 years ago. But it was like when he had first started rapping, or maybe he was just kind of like getting his feet wet or whatever, as far as being an artist. And he wasn't like in that artist pocket just then, you know what I'm saying? So it's like he waited a few years, and then he came back to me just recently, like this year, to get on his EP or whatever, or his album. And so I still did the verse, and I told my husband about the whole situation. He was like, yeah, that's 100, because
it is.
Because it's like, I just believe in doing good business. Like, he paid me years ago. I didn't do the verse then, but he hit me up this year and was like, can you do the verse? I still did it.
Man, I bet he was lit. Like,
yeah,
man, what?
He was lit.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I said she was a great person. Somebody else said that online too.
Oh,
it's like, man, she's so real, so sweet. I love her. So, you guys make sure y'all check this interview out. I'm gonna drop it on Roku and on all my social media.
Yes.
And y'all, I mean, this is surreal, so y'all know where to find it. Like, it's like I don't feel like I have to even just be like, "What's your Instagram?" Like, it's surreal.
Because when I introduce myself to people, I still say I'm surreal, and they be like, "Girl, I know who you are," but I'll be like, "Oh, well, I didn't."
But
know.
just to make sure,
yeah, just to make sure.
We know.
Just to make sure, because you
co-host.
never know. Like, you don't know who know you and who don't. So, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, y'all can most definitely follow me. I'm on pretty much everything: Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. And it's Surreal Online. SURREALL. That's SURREALL. Surreal Online. And yeah, just follow me, man. I'm on Twitter, Instagram. I'm on all that stuff.
Everything.
Check me out on YouTube. Everything, man. Check out my video again. It's called Bag Talk, featuring Zero. It's the remix. So make sure y'all go check that out. Official video on YouTube. And also make sure y'all check out my single that I'm pushing right now called Hunted. I'm pushing that one as well. Both songs, Bag Talk and Hunted, are both produced by the same producer. His name is Greg L. the Great. So shout out to Greg L. Yeah.
Nice. That was so professional. Y'all make sure y'all check out Surreal. Right. This has been one dope interview. I thank you so much for coming through and rocking with the Miss Blue Radio Show on our 1 year anniversary here at the Barron Collective, y'all. Thanks for tuning in and supporting.
Thank you.